Hello and welcome to my first episode of Wrath of John. I'm your host, John. I wanted to start this channel as a means of sharing my passion about games, movies, and other pop culture with you, the people who watch and listen to this video. Now, will there always be wrath? No, there won't always be wrath. I thought it would be kind of fun to play off of the Star Trek II subtitle, Wrath of Khan. Has a nice ring to it, I thought. Comment below if you don't think so. But today I wanted to talk about the next-gen console war and where Microsoft is right now. This Thursday coming up at noon Eastern, they're going to have their first-party games showcase, and it looks like maybe the announcement of a second tier to their next-gen system offerings. Now, with Microsoft and Sony and these new systems, they seem pretty similar. So Sony has always had the advantage with the first party titles, and Microsoft seems to be taking the lead when it comes to services like Xbox Game Pass, and now xCloud being a part of Game Pass when xCloud launches around the world in select countries. But what I wanted to focus on today is pricing. And the biggest shoe to drop so far was just a couple days ago. Microsoft announced that the Xbox One X and Xbox One SAD, or Xbox One S All Digital Edition, they're canceling production. They've ceased production, and that's it. No more Xbox One X's, no more Xbox One S All Digital Editions. What this means is right now you have 3 systems announced. One for Microsoft, the Xbox Series X, the top tier of their new gaming generation. Double the compute of the Xbox One X from 6 teraflops to 12 teraflops. And a Ryzen Zen 2 CPU. Then you have Sony on their end with their competing console, also Zen 2 CPU. Slightly lower performance on the GPU in terms of compute, but it has other advantages that we can get into on a separate video. But they have 2 consoles on that end. Basically, they have one version with a disk drive, which the Series X also has. They both have 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray drives. And then the PlayStation 5 also has an all-digital edition. Now, this is different than the Xbox One S all-digital edition compared to the Xbox One X, because the Xbox One S all-digital edition is less powerful than the Xbox One X. On the PlayStation 5 side of things, it appears to be that the PlayStation 5 all-digital edition is going to be the PlayStation 5 without a disk drive. That's it. Only difference. Now, what's interesting about Microsoft canceling or stopping production on Xbox One X and Xbox One S all digital editions is that there's a rumor, which is more than rumor now, that they're going to be releasing an Xbox Series S, which is going to have a third of the compute performance of the Xbox Series X, from 12 teraflops down to 4, and less RAM as well. The Xbox Series X has 16 gigabytes of RAM, 13.5, which is available to games. This will have 7.5 gigabytes of RAM available to games. Now, that's looking probably at 10 gigabytes of RAM, which is weird because the Xbox One X has 12, but these 4 teraflops as compared to the 6 teraflops in the Xbox One X look to be about equivalent in performance when you consider that this is a new generation of hardware where this compute performance is more efficient than what was released a few years ago. But if that Xbox Series S is there, then there's no need for an Xbox One X, and there's no need for an Xbox One S all digital edition if this console apparently, more than likely, is also going to have no disk drive in order to reduce costs and be able to sell it at a reduced price. So now you have all the puzzle pieces falling together, painting a picture. You have the Xbox Series X. You potentially have the Xbox Series S. They're not stopping production on the Xbox One S, which is the middle system right now, and you have the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 5 All Digital Edition. Sony recently in the UK sent out a survey basically asking what people thought of certain prices for their next-gen systems. And one was for the PlayStation 5, £350, which would roughly roughly translate to about 400 US dollars, and 260 pounds for the all digital edition, which would roughly translate to 300 US dollars. So if you take that, and granted, grain of salt, if you take that and bring that over to the US, let's say that the PlayStation 5 is 400 US dollars. Let's say that the PlayStation 5 all digital edition is 300 US dollars. Microsoft, I have a feeling Series X is going to be $400. I don't think that they're going to match Sony's high end. If Sony wants to go more expensive with the PlayStation 5s with the disk drive, Microsoft's going to stay at $400. However, let's say that the cheapest Sony goes is $450, then maybe Series X would be $450. There's no reason for Microsoft to really undercut that because they could just say, well, we're at $450 and we have a disk drive, whereas PlayStation 5 all digital edition does not. But I really feel now that $400 is going to be the maximum price point of these consoles. $500 is a possibility. I just don't see it. The real intriguing part of this is the Xbox Series S. Now, it's going to be geared towards, rumor has it, it's going to be geared towards 1080p 1440p gaming. Basically, to the gamer who doesn't want to upgrade to a 4K TV and doesn't have the money or just doesn't care. A lot of these are going to be younger gamers and older gamers. The gamers on the fringes who really either can't afford or don't care about the tech. Now, those people, I feel like if you release this thing at $300 and PlayStation 5's all digital edition is $300, I don't know if you're going to sell them, because you'll get a full-fledged PS5 without a disk drive for $300, or you get an Xbox Series S for $300, which is a third of the power of the Series X. I don't think that'll work for Microsoft. And the rumor is, and it's crazy to think about, that it's going to be $200. Now, I really think that it is a possibility that it could be $200, but the thing that makes me think otherwise is they're not discontinuing the Xbox One S with the disk drive. So now, if the Xbox Series S comes out at $200, are you going to price the Xbox One S at $100 when currently it's $300 for the MSRP? I really don't know. I'm sure Microsoft knows, but I think realistically you're looking at $200 for the Xbox One S, $300 for the Xbox Series S, and $400 for the Xbox Series X. PlayStation 5, on the other hand, realistically, all digital edition probably will come in at $300 to $350 US, and the PlayStation 5 itself, $400 to $450 US. I don't think Microsoft's going to go above $400 for anything in their product line. I think Sony, the rumor early on was that cost of parts alone is $450 for them. So we'll see if that changed recently. But there's the pricing breakdown. Tell me what you guys think. Am I off base? Do you think that Sony will come in at those prices? Do you think Microsoft will come in at those prices? Do you think I'm way off base? Do you think I'm crazy? And this being the first episode, I also wanted to just lay out the rules, why I'm doing this. I just wanted to share what I love with people. I would have these conversations just like this with my friends. Some of them would listen, some of them wouldn't. All pretty respectful because I'm passionate about it. But in the end, having a platform to be able to speak to people, maybe help educate them, maybe help entertain them for a little bit, it's something I want to do. Now, the only rules I'll have in terms of comments and community is that 1, all are welcome. All are welcome. There will be no judgment here. All are welcome. 2, be respectful, because if you disrespect somebody in the community, in the comments, then there's no place for you. I don't want anybody disrespecting anybody else. This is going to be a friendly environment where we're family and the best of family, where we don't fight. But I really wanted to have an inviting atmosphere, invite discussion, invite debate. Spirited debate is fine. You just don't cross the line. And everybody knows where that line is. Calling people names because they have differing opinions than you, yeah, that's wrong. But calling people out for their differing opinions, that's fine. People need to be able to be uncomfortable with their opinions. That's the only way you grow, with your opinions. So be respectful, challenge each other, challenge me, make me better, make each other better, and together, the Wrath of John will be successful. That's it. Have a great one.